Ladies. Wait, how about we just start with ladies for a second? I'm your host, Satoshi Kusama. This is me, Mania, and today's topic is ladies. This wonderful Monday. Unfortunately, in crypto, 75% based on the analytics I've seen for crypto are men. And I believe that's actually part of the reason why there's so many drugs. But hey, just saying. This podcast, though short, is designed to empower women to step into this space with conviction and to give some pointers and some things to keep in mind. Number one, be careful. There's a lot of scammers. You will be able to gain faster the number of followers that you have if you post your picture. But I've seen some very intelligent women who have been in the space for a while, like Irene Zhao, begin to post pictures that are AI of herself. In this particular case, that's cool, but you don't have to do that at all. You can be and post anything you want in pictures of women, or of a woman that doesn't look anything like you and still have a female account on whatever social media is your favorite. So allow you to have the same concept and the same truths, but not showcase yourself too much. If you plan on not just being a woman that'll stay outside of quote unquote the trenches or these crazy events that we have, then it's possible that you'll end up having pictures posted of yourself anyway. And that's totally cool. So in that case, prepare yourself to be or to gain a lot of attention based on what you post, especially if you are a beautiful woman, and I'm assuming that all of you listening are, because all of you are. One thing I also want to note here as a piece of advice is to be and not utilize your own name. So be careful, don't use your own name if possible, unless, again, you're going to be a public figure. If your goal is not to be a public figure, but to be a degen in the trenches, and what I mean by in the trenches is going onto these Telegram rooms, trying to find the next 100X before everyone else does, and talking to the community of thousands of men, you should be ultra careful. I mean, think about it, right? Would you walk into a club where it was 80% men and not be careful? Of course you wouldn't. You would walk in, keep a close eye on your drink, you would watch where you go, you wouldn't talk to absolutely everyone, you'd be careful on a lot of different levels, and I think that is key here in this space, and I wanted to warn you. Next up, expect to get harassed, okay? It's no different than the normal harassment that, from my understanding, women face on a regular basis of whistling and trying to talk to you and blah, 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 right? But 100 times over. Especially if your avatar in your picture is really beautiful, you're gonna hear it all. Even if you are really beautiful, still expect fudders to come and say terrible things about you, okay? It's gonna happen. And it shouldn't be this way, and maybe through the pieces of tech that we have, karma and reputation, we can help clean up this space and make it safe for women. But for now, in the current landscape, please expect harassment. And you're gonna have to develop thick skin, because the last thing you need is to be emotional from what you will hear. You're gonna have to just know that it's coming, expect it, and ignore it. The next thing I wanna talk about is that this space actually can be very empowering for women, extremely empowering. Why should men have all the fun making a whole bunch of money? But please keep in mind a key here, which is, don't try to make a zillion X. Too often, a lot of people make this mistake. They get in, they're up 2 or 3X, and they don't take out their principal so that they don't lose. And then you blink, your token's at lower than when you started. And then you have a decision, do I put in more, or do I take the loss? All these different things. So the best thing I can say, in case you've never been here or done this before, is to remove your principal as fast as you can so that you don't lose, and just let it ride, as we say. See what happens. That way you can feel good about yourself. And if you take out your principal at $100 or $1,000 or $10,000, and then it goes to $1 billion market cap, don't feel bad because you took out your principal. Now, this is probably opposite of what people will tell you, which is hodl, bro. Just hold it. Just don't sell, hold it forever. Yeah, that's not bad. I agree. But do that after you've attained a 1x or 2x or 10x. You'll feel much better. Also, because of the high frequency of rugs in this space, 90%, 99% maybe, you'll be able to ensure that you don't lose all your money if you can get in. Another piece of advice I'd like to give is don't chase. Now, a lot of these things I will talk about in detail in my upcoming book, which took way too long to write, 44 Tenets of Crypto, How to Succeed, How Not to Get Wrecked, and a lot of different concepts so that you can be safe in this space. But I wanted to mention a few on this podcast so that you can succeed in the space. So we talked about events, being careful at events, making sure that you post pictures if you choose to, but understand that it could cause other issues, especially with AI. There's all types of things that can happen. You post your real face, they can put it on someone else's body. Next thing you know, there's pictures of you with other things that aren't true and blah, 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 blah. So be careful. There's nothing wrong with being a non in this space. I've already mentioned going into these places, online, and being careful there, maybe using a pseudonym so that you don't dox yourself, which can cause other issues. You may get a stalker, et cetera, et cetera. This 5% or 7% currently that is in crypto is absolutely insane. They're insane. Trust me, I've been talking to various groups, my own team members. I've seen all types of insanity I can't even tell you. And it's crazy to think the people who you can trust, you can't trust, because most of the people in this space, again, men, are either greedy or opportunists. And they'll utilize any opportunity to take from you anything that they can extract from you and make sure and don't care about you whatsoever in this thing. And it's hard enough to be a woman, but it's even harder to be a woman in this space currently. This is really why we built the Karma Reputation system in the first place, to help ensure that women and men as well are safe in this space. And another reason why we have the leash DAO. So let me explain what we've done to help protect women and to help protect everyone. The leash DAO, and I've mentioned this before in the podcast, is designed to be the police or the judges of our network state, so that if there is in our space the Shiba Inu ecosystem or the Shiba Inu operating system or the Shiba Inu network state inside of our safe space, if there are issues for those who have accounts, we can instantly take that issue to the leash DAO and deal with it in the proper manner. Ideally, once more and more people have accounts with us and eventually gain citizenship, you'll know who to trust and who not to because of this karma and reputation system. This is exactly why we did it. I don't really have anything else to say except good luck, and be careful, and to have fun. Fun is kind of the last thing here. There's a lot of ways and a lot of fantastic people here that'll have fun with you inside these chat rooms where they're trying to win. But remember what I've said about the opportunists and really the scammers out there, so that you are protected and you don't lose more than you win. I believe in you, all of you, and I'll talk to you soon.